I didn't know too much about Rosalia, and I'm so sorry. My first real true introduction into Rosalia was when she performed at Coachella. Oh my God. I was so happy that I caught her performance during the stream because I had no idea she was such just a stellar performer. Rosalia is one of those girls. She's gonna give you vocals live. She's gonna dance. She's going to emote on stage. She's gonna perform like crazy. I had no idea. So I was shocked. I was completely taken by surprise during that stream. So from there, I listened to a couple of her songs. I love Malamente. I think before that, I did listen to the song that she did with Billie Eilish for Euphoria. I do like that song. This album, Lux, oh my God. This is an album that I checked out on Friday, this past Friday. I was listening to this album while I was working. Throughout the album, there were several times where I almost cried. I've been saying that a lot lately about music, but I genuinely almost cried because of her voice. Rosalia has such a stunning, heartwarming, heartfelt voice. And the way that just like wrapped its arms around me, I was just sitting like, what the fuck? How do I function right now? The way the soft instrumental follows her voice so gracefully throughout Reliquia was such a joy to hear, so that was automatically favorited. By the way, I'm so sorry if I butcher any of the song names. My Spanish isn't that great. I only know La Biblioteca, Papas Fritas, which I say that a lot. I think that's probably it. Yeah, so if my pronunciation is awful, my apologies. There was something in the song Divinize that also just really made me want to cry. And I have not heard an album like this in such a long time that made me feel this way. Such a strong emotional reaction in the moment. And with Divinize specifically, the production with the beat in particular was unique and different from anything that I've heard lately. And the strings at the end were so stunning. Porcelana shocked me. I was like, what the fuck? It's so dark and gritty, which is something that I liked in Malamente. And that's why I kept saying I need to get into Rosalia more. I fucking love this song, instant bop. There's something dangerous about it too with the drums in her lower register, and it's really tantalizing. La Perla had me wondering if this was going to be my charm of the year. Y'all know I'm obsessed with charm. I was legitimately wondering if this is going to have that same impact for me personally, in the way that I didn't know the artist too much beforehand. And then I go into this experience of this project with that in mind, and I'm completely shocked and mind blown in the best way. So if this is my charm of the year, I'm so ecstatic about it. I did wonder how Billie Eilish would have sounded on the song De Madgura. I think her voice would have complemented the song really well, and it would be nice to see them on another track together. Two more instant favorites were Dios es un stalker and La Rumba del Perdón. Just the entire album had me on the edge of my seat, as if I were sitting in an actual opera or watching a TV show where I just had to catch every single thing that was going on. Especially Berghain. I believe this is the lead track for the album. That freaking song. Both of the features were amazing on the song. The way, oh my God, just the way everyone came in on the song with so much power and impact. Oh, it felt like a treat to listen to. And I'm gonna say, I usually share all of my favorite songs in videos, but honestly, I could damn near favorite the entire album. I think I'm gonna feel that way pretty much when I give it another listen, because I listened to this album one time and that's all it took for me to be like, this is probably gonna be one of my favorite albums of the year. I have nearly no words. The production was amazing. I love this opera Spanish pop fusion that we have going on. This feels somewhat like Laufey when she first blew up on TikTok, and she was rejuvenating jazz for Gen Z mostly. It kind of feels like that with the glimpses of opera that we have within the album. And Rosalia has the voice to go there with it. We had a sprinkle of that with Cowboy Carter, but I feel like Rosalia took that genre and ran with it to apply it into this album in just the most beautiful way. Magnolias, what a closer. This album did not feel like it was 50 minutes long. I'm telling you, it's like watching a film that you don't want to end. I genuinely did not want this album to end. I can't throw enough compliments at this album. And just from what I've gathered so far, I believe the album is mostly about femininity, love, faith, and somewhat spirituality. It's intense and it's dark, and I had no idea she had classic musical training. So that is really just screaming in the most gorgeous way possible in the album. And there's so much range here. This is a literal work of art. And you know, she does a good job within this project of creating her own lane. I think maybe this might be something that is very familiar for Rosalia, but she is doing her own thing completely here. And I think that's magnificent, especially when specific genres can feel repetitive and like everyone's doing the same things over and over again. Rosalia has created her own section, her own lane with this one. The time of the release is very well thought out, especially given the time of the year with it being fall season now in the US. I think this album fits perfectly with that mood. As we go into the colder seasons, I think this will carry on well because this album does feel very transformative. Because I felt like I experienced so much along with Rosalia without understanding Spanish. And that's the thing that I love so much, is that you don't necessarily have to know the language to feel the emotions. And that's how I felt listening to it. I felt like I went through this whole entire story and journey with her. That's major. That's major. Like, if you can break the language barrier with emotions, you've got it. You're set. And this spiritual opera, pop, growth, transformative sound will probably cement this album as being a highlight within the year and within possibly music for a little while to come, because man, this album is everything. I definitely will be listening to more Rosalia because this wasn't something that I was expecting from her, from the Coachella performance and from the few songs that I have downloaded from her. I had no idea she was going to give us this, and oh my God, just this album. Yeah, it's one of my favorites of the year. I'm going to go ahead and say that. I have nothing to say other than more compliments because yeah, this is it. Let me know, what albums should I check out first by Rosalia? How do you feel about the album? Do you love it? Did you not really care for it that much? Because I know it's really different. I am excited to kill this album and play it to death. So with that being said, thank you so much for being here. My name is Rain, which I keep forgetting to say in my videos, but hi. And leave me a comment, like the video. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to all of you in the next video. Bye.